The following broadcast is intended for mature audiences. These are real people sharing very real, deeply personal experiences. This content may be considered triggering for others and for those who are sharing. The chat room is a privilege intended for discussions and sharing. You are not being asked to agree, but you are being asked to stay civil and refrain from personal attacks. Listener discretion is advised.
All right, welcome back to Am I Mental, a live weekly podcast where real people share stories about how mental health impacts life and how life impacts mental health. I'm your host, E. With us tonight is co-host Oz.
What's up, Am I Mental fam?
And C, busy with work, probably asleep right now since they typically work on Thursday nights, Friday mornings. Bexy. Good news about Bexy. Bexy is getting into a better place. Maybe returning back to us when we start the next season.
We miss you, Bex.
Yeah, we miss you, Bex. And also, once we start next season, since we are changing our date and time, we're going to be doing Saturdays. And we're going to be starting at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 Eastern. That way you guys on the East Coast don't have to be night owls for us. We will be getting Jay back, most likely then, too. All that said, definitely love having you guys here and your supports. I know that the rest of the nation is cooling down. Meanwhile, here where I'm at, it is 90 degrees. So
you can keep that.
Yeah, but today's the last day. In the next 4 days, it will drop 20 degrees.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's like at 90 degrees now, it'll be down to 70 degrees in just a few days. Yeah. So the migraine I'm suffering now will not go away. I guarantee it. But that's not what we're here to talk about tonight. We're here to talk about seasonal affective disorder. It is that time of year again. And if you're on our Facebook page, if you're not, why aren't you? You should get on it. You just go to mimental.net. There is a link to it, a little icon for Facebook in the top right corner. You may have noticed that there were a number of memes that were posted about seasonal affective disorder and hitting hard. And if you thought it was me that posted it, you would be absolutely incorrect. Because I'm in Facebook jail right now for another 3 days left of my 30 days.
No, you?
No.
Facebook jail?
Never.
Yeah. But it was actually Sarah who is on with us tonight, our most frequent guest. Who I didn't realize suffered from SAD as well.
I didn't know it until I moved to Idaho.
A different Sarah.
Yeah, different Sarah. This isn't your Sarah. This is Sarah Name Dropper. That's what I'm just calling her from here on out.
Yeah, you totally can.
I literally, in Zoom, I named her Sarah Name Dropper.
All right, I'll take it.
Going for a high score on E's list of name droppers.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, I mean, like on a ratio scale, though, as to how many times I've been on, comparatively, like, how are we looking there?
He's looking.
Sorry. No.
I guarantee you it's horrible. I promise you I've dropped a name on every episode.
Oh, you have.
I promise you that.
You have. Not only have you dropped my name, you've dropped your name, you dropped your daughter's name.
Uh-huh.
You dropped everybody's name.
I get comfortable. That's what it is.
No, what was happening is that Kat was commenting about I'm in jail more than I'm out of jail for Facebook. I was like, yeah, in 2021, that was actually my goal. I wanted to see if I could be in jail more than out without losing my account, which I pulled off.
Which I pulled off.
Yeah. The problem is, in 2022, I'm now getting nailed for stuff that I posted 11 years ago. That's some serious bullshit.
They won't leave me alone about Putin penises. Okay, like legit. This Putin penis thing is going to haunt me for 17 years. I'm not joking. They will not leave me alone about it.
Yeah, even if you delete it, they'll still be like, you posted this.
They deleted it. I didn't even delete it. They deleted it. And like every 3 weeks, they're like, hey, there's this like penis mosaic of Putin up here that you totally posted and like, here, we're gonna. I'm like, will you leave me
I'm turning
alone?
into a first grader. Like Putin penis
I
there's two words together are like giving me the serious giggles over here.
Well, have you seen the image? It's an image of Putin made entirely. It's a mosaic of entirely of penises.
Yeah, it's the Putin penis picture.
I posted it. They nailed me for it, and then I turned around and I contested it, saying that there's others that are posting things like this. When it was reviewed, they were like, "Oh, you're attacking Putin. That's okay. We'll allow it."
Oh no, they will not leave me alone.
Yep. So we got Kat and Bo in the chat right now. I don't know if Bo suffers seasonal affective disorder, but Kat mentioned that her seasonal affective disorder is reverse. She suspects she has it. She's not officially diagnosed.
Okay.
I'm not laughing.
I
Sorry, I looked up Putin penis. I don't mean to laugh at anybody's seasonal disorder, but I had to look up the Putin penis. And
It's pretty funny, isn't it?
well, I just found another funny one where he's holding up Putin holding up a penis pop.
That's awesome. The look on his face is fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, if you want to get in trouble, post Electric Callboys. We got the moves video. The opening scene shows a person as the camera backs out and he's holding a penis beverage.
Oh, nice.
I want to be like you when I grow up, but not like that.
Yeah, and Kat does actually know my true name, and knows my in-game name that I used in the game that we used to play together, that I recently retired from, because I went about a year without playing it. It all started, again, SAD took that game from me, and then I just wasn't able to get back into it because I have a lot of shit going on.
I'm just figuring out how to freaking live every day for 5 to 6 months is shitty. Like literally,
Well, I mean,
like figuring it out, being like, how am I gonna make it through today?
Yeah, I can imagine that the weather where you're at now is a lot like our hometown. You could go from October until May without seeing the sun once.
Okay, so legit, honestly, for me, it's not the weather. Okay, it's not. I mean, I can't say that because it is the weather occasionally, but more than that, it's the freaking change in the amount of sunlight.
Well, that's the main thing for SAD. It's the sunlight.
Like, legitimately, especially coming from down closer to the equator, where like the amount of sunlight change is like 5 hours total over the course of the year, and up here it's like it's like fuck. I think like 9-10 hours, something like it's redonkulous. It's just stupid.
Well, it's like in our hometown, like the first day of winter, you go look at the sun at noon, and it's like only a 45-degree angle off the horizon.
Mm-hmm. See, but I this did not affect me as a child.
Oh, it did me.
Okay, it did not affect me as a child.
I wasn't as aware of it. It's like I wasn't as aware of it, but I always found it really peculiar that when like big snowstorms would roll in, it would be when I was my most depressed.
Sorry.
Yeah, you accidentally muted yourself.
No, I had a call coming in. But yeah, it just.
Austin, that is a great question. Go ahead and ask it.
So, a lot of people are familiar with depression.
Right.
How is it that you realize where you start to distill it down and find out that it's seasonal instead of just your everyday run-of-the-mill depression? It seems like, I mean, you'd have to be, I would think, outsider looking in, because I'm not impacted by it, you'd have to be really observant and self-aware to realize, hey, when there's only 9 hours of daylight, I start to get impacted by this. Like, what were the things that caused you to realize it was seasonal related?
You want to take this one, Sarah? I'll answer after.
So I know there's actually a couple things that is different between the two. And for me right now, I have dipped down into my regular depression, and now the seasons are fucking with that on top of it and just compounding everything. But like for me, it's eating. That's the difference. All right.
Okay.
When I'm depressed, my eating gets completely fucked up and I will eat and eat and eat. And what I do is I eat not until I'm not hungry, but until I'm full because I'm filling spaces.
Right, and if you eat until you're full,
When,
there's that time delay between when you feel full and when you're actually full and when you feel full.
yeah, and I will, and then I will mindlessly, like legit, when I go through depression, food is my fucking gig. It really is. But
Well, I mean, considering you
it's that
spent an entire episode prepping before, so.
But that's like part of like serious depression for me is realizing that I'm no longer cooking. Okay, I'll eat a lot, but I'll
Yeah.
throw a sandwich together. And when I say a sandwich, it's legit reach in the fridge, maybe grab a knife to fucking put some mayonnaise on that bread, or maybe just scoop it out with the fucking meat and slap it on there. Like
You just
it's
opened a whole new world for me. That's not a good thing.
That's. I requested my Sarah only buy the squeezable condiments because can't be bothered with knives.
I'm slowly getting there
and
myself.
We'll get the big ball of mayo, and I'm too lazy to pull a knife out and use it to spread. But I will spend 30 minutes trying to fill up a squeezable bottle from a big bottle of mayo, like one little scoop at a
because
time.
that is worth it.
You know what you need to do? You need to time how the number of time, how much longer it takes to use a knife per sandwich, how many sandwiches come in a bottle, and then figure out which one's the bigger time suck.
I'm American. Like instant gratification. Give me the squeeze, bite, and move. Like
We are good.
in my fatness.
Well, it's like we have. So the wife just bought cheddar bratwursts. I don't even bother cooking them. I just reach into the fridge, open the package, grab one, close the fridge, stuff it in my mouth.
Jesus Lord.
I mean, yeah,
They're pre-cooked.
I do that with turkey.
Yeah, as long as they're pre-cooked, you're in the clear.
Yeah, no, I do it with raw chicken. No, totally don't.
Yeah, there we go. We're going on an all raw diet.
Yeah.
It's Korea or Japan where they have raw chicken dishes. Like Italians have
Carpaccio.
Yeah,
I love carpaccio.
Yeah, my ex loved carpaccio. And I was like, okay, I guess. I mean, if it was mooing an hour ago, yeah, why not? But chicken, I mean, chickens aren't clean enough if you bathe it and take a bite while it's still alive.
Right. No, I mean their meat is infested with salmonella. I mean that's all there is to it.
Oh yeah, they're nasty. They're nasty.
Yeah.
They eat and root in their own shit like pigs, and pigs are cleaner than chickens.
Although now you can actually do medium rare pork safely in America.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about trichinosis.
Yep. Now, as far as your question that you mentioned, and Sarah saying that for her it was food.
Yeah.
Getting back on topic. For me, what happened is that my now ex-wife, back when we were newlyweds, either we were just newlywed or we were still engaged. Like our dating phase was like all of like a few months. We dated for a couple of months, and then we were engaged for like 2.5 years, 3 years, and then got married. But
about shit or get off the pot.
Well, we knew we wanted to get married. It was just getting the funds together and getting it all taken care of.
All right.
I was 19. Come on. I just moved out of the house.
I got you.
She was taking a psychology class, and she was the one that noticed that there was a definite connection between my mood and the amount of sunlight. And for me, it's like December, like the December and January are like the darkest months of the year by sunlight. I'm at my worst around February, though. It's like my reserves get spent.
Yeah, there's nothing left.
Yeah.
Like you're itching, just fucking itching for 5 minutes more a day. Like, please.
Well, I didn't even know that I needed it. I just knew I needed something that I wasn't getting, and it drove me nuts.
Yeah.
I I was notorious for a time for putting holes in walls when I would get angry. Only happened in the wintertime.
Okay. All right. That's a fucking thing.
I went very carb and fat heavy foods during the winter time. Again, depression tends to make you eat carb heavy and fat heavy foods, which only make you even more depressed. It's a great vicious cycle. Highly recommend avoiding it.
Fuck yes. Worst cycle ever. But yeah. Like when mine's seasonal, I eat and exercise regularly. Yeah. Like I still take care of my body. I just am in a very generalized funk consistently. And then around February, I start to fucking break.
Yeah, it's like I'm a depressed person. I've been diagnosed with, major depressive disorder, seasonal affective disorder, and attention deficit hyperactive disorder. Those are my official diagnoses.
And then all these little underlying things.
Yeah, my psychologist, who actually does have the authority to diagnose, they have that ability to, but because I'm going through BetterHelp, they don't diagnose, but they can give me suggestions to go to a psychiatrist with it. Mm-hmm. Suggests that I go with my oppositional defiance disorder. Yeah, me? Oppositional and defiant? No! But that also goes hand in hand with ADHD. Yeah, and also potentially bipolar too, which all this ties in together quite nicely in the little bundle of, this tends to come.
In the little bundle of joy that it is.
Yep, but as opposed to, say, my regular depression, I do a lot more. I get more done during the summertime. Even if I don't want to, even if I'm feeling down, even if I'm still having some intrusive thoughts on occasion. But my intrusive thoughts are way, way lessened in the summertime. Like in the summertime, I might wake up and be like, yawn, stretch. You suck, you should kill yourself. Wait, where's that coming from? And that happens once, maybe a month. Come February, which happens to be my birthday month, that's an hourly thought.
Oh, it's literally you wake up and go, it's an okay day to die.
Yeah. And what's even worse...
It's not like a conscious thing. It's just like you literally wake up and you're like, it'd be okay today. If that happened, it'd be all right.
Yeah, maybe I should do it.
Like, it's indifference to it.
Yeah, and the real problem is, like, in the summertime, I'm like, I had that thought, and I'm like, okay, let's address this. Where's this coming from? Why did you get here? Let's get to the root of this so we don't have to deal with it again. And the wintertime, it's just like, yep, that just happened.
This little spiral, too. You just let the nasty things come in and start gnawing away, and then, like, little fucking leeches, they get control, and then they get bigger, and then they get hungrier, and it's shit.
Yeah, and on our Discord, I actually did a specific seasonal affective disorder channel, and there's a number of resources there so you can learn more about it. There's some memes in there. How did this get on? No. Dang it, go away. I have all this stuff popping up in my face that's preventing me from getting what I want.
While you're taking a look at that, Kat brought up something that I was starting to say, which is she thought you had one of them there fancy, expensive lights, like the vitamin D lights.
Oh, yeah. It's literally called a happy light.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. My mom had one, and it did wonders for her.
It does a lot for me when I remember to use it.
Yeah.
Ain't that a thing, too? Because, like...
Have you tried those, Sarah, if they work for you?
I have not tried that. It's been suggested. Like, this whole sad thing is, in the last 2 to 3 years, a new thing to me. This year, I have been considering actually just slathering up some sunscreen and going and sitting in a tanning booth.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I actually have been thinking about doing that.
Mm-hmm. Get, like, just seriously the full body...
Yeah, because skin cancer is so much better than depression.
hence the slather of
problem.
sunscreen.
Yeah, no. But yeah, for me, I have a 10,000 lux happy light that does 3 different intensities, so it goes up to 10,000 lux. And it also has 3 different tones. That way I could do the yellow shift and in the evenings. I also have an alarm clock that simulates a sunrise and simulates a sunset in order to help as well.
Where did you get the alarm clock? And tell me about this alarm clock. And tell me where you got it. And tell me about this alarm clock, because this is a thing I need. The weird fucking automatic reaction that comes from an alarm going off in the morning is starting to fuck my head up too. So, talk to me about this alarm clock, please.
I am trying to find it right now.
It goes kind of hand in hand with what Bo said. It's like, oh God, the indifference, like the whole not caring part of depression. Sun goes away, you stop caring about stuff more and more. The alarm clocks are like, clocks can be jarring, like to get basically yanked awake. But if you can not stimulate, but simulate.
Well.
Yeah, I mean, just different people like to be woke up different ways.
You don't. Yeah, I have pastimes anyway, but
I'm just picturing like that. The cartoons where they have the flutes waking up and birds chirping and sun slowly coming up. Like that sounds.
Yeah,
peaceful.
actually, that is one of the songs.
Okay.
My favorites. I know I'm going to thrash the pronunciation. It's Gymnopedia number 3. I know I totally trashed the pronunciation, but that is one of my favorite songs of all time, and this alarm clock actually has it. It's not a very common song. You don't find it in a lot of places. I was stunned when it was part of the Gran Turismo 5 soundtrack.
And now an alarm clock has it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, actually, no, so it's number 1. I'm actually going to put a link to... Oh, I'm listening to it right now. I'm dropping it in the...
And there he goes, in happiness.
I'm putting it in the Discord, in the Seasonal Affective Disorder channel. This song is amazing.
So, for the seasonal affective disorder, people, like I was saying, people are used to depression, and you found out with less sunlight, it brings it on. Not so much the seasons, but the changing length of the days. Are there any other aspects of SAD beyond the general depression, and is that flavor of depression different than the normal depression that you felt during other times of year?
It's so similar for me.
See, and for me, it's different.
I mean, there's similarities, but it's for me, it's more of like of an intensification.
Okay.
That's a good way to put it.
And I'm actually also in the...
Not to put an exclamation point on, that would be one of them you'd want to stay away from.
Yeah. And I am dropping a link right now to the radio alarm clock thing. Again, in the seasonal affective disorder thing. It's the one I have. It's not cheap. $73.
Oh, that's worth it.
It is amazing.
You can't really put a price on peace. Like,
right.
And that's...
And I mean, you can
give up Starbucks for a month.
Yeah, and there's cheaper ones out there, and there's also some that are holy shit expensive, like $250.
Like, fuck no.
That better come with a barista.
Yeah.
I'm not giving up Starbucks.
No,
Starbucks
a
better
whole
be
lot of
tapping me
stuff.
on the shoulder to wake me up and hand me my drink.
Like, there better be some, like, happy mornings ahead.
And another alarm clock I have, because that first one doesn't always wake me up, I have the Sonic Bomb.
Well, this sounds fucking terrible.
It is amazing. It has a disc that you put under your bed, like under your head, and it vibrates the bed. It flashes bright lights, and it's 120 decibels of holy shit, you better wake up.
No. I'll have none of that, thank you.
Well,
Literally.
I have slept through claps of thunder from storms that, like the downstrike, was less than a mile from my house. Yeah, I need my Apple Watch to vibrate my wrist. I need that nice little sunrise thing to help me, and I need that sonic bomb.
I used to work to the what is it called, THX, the sound effect in the beginning of movies.
That's such a good
Yeah,
sound.
it's like the
I had my alarm set up to that, so it's really short and it gets really loud, but it doesn't start super loud. So that would wake me up, and if not, it would make my significant other at the time punch me in the arm and yell at me to get out of bed. So
turn that fucking thing off.
Yeah, right now my phone plays Hypa Hypa from Electric Callboy because it starts loud, it's very upbeat and happy, and I can't help but smile when I hear it.
Yeah,
All right.
I can't do loud first thing in the morning. I'm just my dog. Even my dog has learned. Like when I first got Gracie, she used to bark and lick me while I was asleep when she had to go out in the morning, and she realized
hell no.
that really pissed me off. So now she'll walk up next to my bed, out of reach, and she's a Weimaraner, so she has super long ears. So she'll flap her head and make her ears clap against her face, and that's how she wakes me up in the morning.
My yellow lab, she rests her head on the bed, and I've taught her, like, you know, it's like you can't really teach a dog to do a sound, but if you hear a sound, you start rewarding it, and they start to make the connection that that's a good sound. Mm-hmm. So the sound that she does when she wants either to us to wake up or to come back in the house, she goes, oh. It is so adorable. I heard her do it once when she was outside wanting back in. I was like, I'm not letting you in. I'm not letting you in. Oh, okay, I'm letting you in. And she is so smart that the next time she wanted in, it took her about 5 minutes, and then she did it again. I ran to the door, let her in, and that's what she does now. It only took 2 times. She's like, yep, this is it. This is magic.
You're right. This is the noise, ladies and gentlemen. I love it.
And JB just said, one of the reasons I won't get a dog, they're going to want to go out for a walk long before I'm willing to get out of bed. Yeah, but here's the thing.
It depends on what dog.
It depends on the dog, and it also depends on your routine. Because dogs are slaves to routine.
Yeah.
Well, there are some lazy-ass dogs out there, all right?
Yeah, if you don't have a routine, they can become lazy.
Get yourself a bulldog if you don't want a dog that, like, does something. Like, that thing will lay there all day long. You don't need to walk it. It might catch a ball 6 times, and then it'll lay down. Like,
all right,
there's a lot of lazy dogs.
I'm about to show you guys something here so you guys can see it. Currently, my dogs.
I don't even know. Here.
This is how lazy they are.
Mine created the hobo house.
Yeah, you can see Sadie took the couch. Buster took the blanket that got knocked off the couch.
Well, we had a blanket earlier.
Yeah. No.
Now we have...
Now you have a mess.
So Gigi's knocked out on the blanket. She kicked Otis off the blanket.
So...
And he's having a good time on the bed.
So, Sarah, I gotta ask you.
Yeah.
You have SAD. When you get to that point where getting out of bed seems impossible, what do you do? Because I know, being a fellow sufferer...
Do you want to know what I should do?
No, don't. We're not talking about... We're not shooting on ourselves right now.
Let's see.
Oh, you know what's funny? I just realized I actually put that same song in the channel back last year when we did this. Holy shit, we did this episode almost exactly a year ago today.
Oh, well, it's that time of year.
Yeah.
Honestly, this year,
I just stay in bed,
right now, I am so in fuck all mode that I've just given into it. Okay, I'm working from home. So this is Sarah working from home right now. Oh, it's 8 o'clock and the sun's not up. I should be on my computer. But here's the deal. I also have 0 to do at work right now. When I say 0, I mean I have not been given a job to do, which is contributing to my depression because I like to contribute to things.
Which means that this
Okay.
episode's good for you.
For some people, that would be a fucking dream come true.
Oh, God, no.
For me, it is hell on earth. Okay. Especially because I do have to at least remain around and close enough to my computer unless I get hit through Teams or Slack or something. You know what I mean? So it's literally, I'm like, I am wasting my fucking life away. So right now, it's really easy for me to cave into it and be like, fuck it, I don't have to get out of bed. I'm working from home and I'm not even doing anything. So check it out. I'm going to lay in bed. I'm going to set my alarm for 12 minutes. And every 12 minutes, I'm going to move my fucking mouse. I'm going to go back to sleep.
Yeah.
And those have been my mornings for 2 weeks.
I've had, so I am inherently an extremely lazy individual. And I thought it was the best thing ever when we got an adjustable Tempur-Pedic bed. I was like, I can just sit up, put my feet up, work in bed. And I had to catch myself before doing it on the first day because I was like, this will be me. I will throw on 100 pounds in the blink of an eye. I'll never get out of bed.
And you might fall asleep while working.
Yeah, I can't do it. But I totally get what you're saying, where if you don't have tasks ahead of you, it's one of my problems at work is I'm really efficient, really, really efficient. So I front load my month. I have things I have to do every month, and they're all done in like 3 days. Mm-hmm. So it's unless I have special projects.
You sound like our mutual friend.
Yeah. If I don't have something to do, then it's really easy for me to spiral into doing nothing.
And then it's a pattern, and you're comfortable in it. And that's my worry right now. This is a new job, and I have not done anything for 2.5 months. Okay. Legit, I haven't done anything for 2.5 months.
And they're still paying you?
Very well.
Yeah, that sounds like a dream until you have to live it.
Yeah, exactly. It does. It sounds awesome, right? It
You know what else sounds awesome?
It makes you feel pretty fairly worthless because you're not contributing to anything.
You know what else feels pretty horrible? It sounds awesome, but it's actually pretty horrible having a sugar mama or a sugar dada. I can say it firsthand. I had a sugar mama, and it sucked.
That sounds terrible to me. That does not sound good to me.
Some people are like, oh, that's great. I mean, you get to just... You don't have to work.
You want the truth?
You're a prostitute. That's what you are.
Any easy money, anything. Any easy money, anything. Other than winning the lottery.
Oh, God,
I'm like, nope, I'm fucking good. Because all of it kind of requires selling part of your soul.
If I won the lottery, I would tell nobody, but there would be hints.
Oh, motherfucker, I would be ouch. You would, when Sarah disappears, you know.
The first hint would be I would launch a couple other podcasts because I suddenly would have hours to fill. And I'd be writing a lot more music.
Straight up. Yeah. If I disappear, I either won the lottery or somebody killed me. Like, let your imagination run its course. Do with it what you will. But it's one of those two things.
Yeah, for me, it'd be people. I actually hire people to do the work around my land because I own 3 acres instead of doing it myself. If I show up one day and I'm driving my big old dually diesel truck instead of my half broke down Chevy.
Yeah, you won.
Yeah, winning.
So you know what sucks about that though? Not that. What sucks about my if I won is 5 years ago, if you had asked me, I would have said I would have opened up a nonprofit mental health facility for families and couples specifically to help keep them together and fucking get them through processes.
Oh, I would definitely still be involved in mental health.
But now I'm like, you know what? I need to disappear for a little bit. I might come back and do that after, but
Sarah's going to Tahiti for a while.
I don't know. I don't even know where the fuck I'm going. I might build a bunker and just disappear in that motherfucker in my backyard and have nobody have any clue where the fuck I'm at. I don't know.
I would buy a home that has a
5 years
bomb
ago-
shelter, and that bomb shelter would be my music studio.
I 5 years ago, I probably would have descended into self-destructive behavior and tons of substance abuse. Like if I don't have something to focus on, and to be productive and feel like I'm giving back. I mean,
Yeah.
I could treat myself for a week. I might be able to stay happy for 2 weeks, but if it doesn't go beyond that, it's going to be a spiral and it's going to get ugly.
So honestly, I fucking fear retirement.
Oh yeah, well I was just talking to my uncle about this, about why women live longer after retirement than men. He said men retire because he's at that retiring age. He's like, men retire and they sit on the sofa and they slowly waste away. Where culturally, women tend to have their groups of friends when they retire, and they will do something, maybe not as individuals, but they'll have their groups of friends to do stuff with. And that social aspect of still belonging.
Yeah, I mean,
contributing to a
Giving
group.
you somewhere to go and something to do.
Yeah,
Actually-
And
the
guys
there's that Red Hats Club. There's like Bridge Club.
I'm
There's
gonna-
lots of stuff
I
like
wanna
that.
write
My
a-
grandmother was part of the Red Hats.
Oh my God, the Red Hat Society, for the love of Lord, bless all of their souls.
Seriously.
Don't ever wait on them, ever. Not in life. Unless you want to spend 4.5 hours and get 53 cents. It's so rough. But no, I actually want to write a book about empty nesting. Okay, so here's
Because
the
you're
deal.
there.
Everybody, well, it's not only that. Everybody looks so forward. Like, you hear all these wonderful things about empty nesting, right? But then, like, in my shoes, standing in my shoes, looking from the outside, what I see with all this happy empty nesting shit is couples who all of a sudden have all this freedom to go and do shit together, which is beautiful. But let me tell you what, if you're single, motherfucker, and your kids are getting ready to leave the house, you better find your ass some friends, you better find your ass some hobbies, and you better find your ass some shit to fucking do before they're out, or you're gonna end up in my shoes, and it is a shitty place to be.
For me, if I were empty nest and single, which I'm neither, and I'm pretty far away from being empty nest because, I hit the reset button.
Yeah, no shit you did, man. You're a nutball.
Yeah, but
run that mega marathon, and before you cross that finish line, you're like, no, I can't get right back to the beginning.
Right, let's start over.
well, usually the start and finish line are the same spot. I'm like, I'm going to do an extra lap.
And he chose actually having run a marathon before, what you did is legitimately you hit the wall space. And the wall space for most people in a marathon is 17 to 19 miles, okay? And what you did is you hit that fucking 17 mile, 18 mile, 19 mile mark, and then you were like, I hit a wall. Let's do it again.
Kind of. But for me, if I were single, I know that I would not just sit and waste away. I love going out in nature too much.
Okay,
I would be out
go
fishing.
out and
I'd be
walk a lot.
hiking.
I
would
Well, you're
go
young.
camping.
You're young. You still have that ability. Your body, your body isn't super broken.
You think that when I'm in my 60s or 70s that I'm not going to still want to go fishing? Oh fuck yeah, I'm going fishing. I'll be fishing until the day I die. If I die with a fishing pole in my hand, I die a good death.
Let's bring it back around to the sad thing. Speaking of winter coming and hiking and this and that, the other, that's another thing that I did.
Oh,
do
you live in
order to
snow
try to-
country.
Yeah, that's the thing I did do to try to combat this. Is I went and got snowshoes.
Oh, sweet. Now you just have to use them.
No shit. Come on, man. Come on. It is baby steps. Celebrate the baby.
Hey, I am celebrating. You did the first step. No, that's awesome. Like if I was like, I don't live far from ski resorts. I would love to get some skis and go skiing again. I haven't gone skiing in a long time.
Suck. And I'm scared I'm going to hurt myself because I hurt myself all the time. Like, I am the bitch that gets... Are you serious? I fractured my sternum and broke my fucking tailbone on water, for the love of Christ. I don't think I should go snowboarding.
No. Well, I didn't say snowboarding. I said I wanted to do the more challenging one. I wanted the one that could make you do.
You want
I want the one that can make you do.
and shit.
The one that can make you do the accidental splits.
Yeah, and more objects to fucking pierce yourself.
Yeah, and the ability to get swatted in the nuts by a small tree.
Yeah,
So
man.
a couple episodes ago, I talked about the coming up with goals, small attainable goals, even daily goals.
Yeah, we
to
still have
walk myself out of
which
depression.
we have a channel, and you haven't put anything in there.
Yeah, my bad.
Called out.
It's all right.
Got called out.
But
Called out.
for this type of thing, where where Sarah would go for hikes to help her with her depression, in this in this instance, do you think that type of thing would be helpful, like E or Sarah, either of you, where you, in a moment of clarity, you purchase yourself or set yourself up for success by getting what you need to do what you know is great for your mental health. But when it comes time, if you're already depressed, it's hard to lace those shoes up and get your butt out the house and do it, right? Giving yourself a goal of, I will go hiking 1 day, 2 days, 3 days this week on this specific day at this specific time, to make yourself get out there, even if you don't feel it. Do you think you would? One, and two, do you think through your depression you might see the value in forcing yourself to do it after you've started, because it's hard to build up the momentum otherwise?
For me, I walk every night.
Yeah. Okay.
I stopped doing that this summer, and I picked it back up again last week, and I've walked every night for the last week. I love walking.
Nice.
I love walking my neighborhood. As a matter of fact, if you have Ring, you also have access to an app called Neighbors. Neighbors allows you to set a boundary for where you want to find out when shit's happening. Yeah, there was someone posted, suspicious person walking around the neighborhood, tonight. At this location, which I was like, I was just there. So I responded to the thing going, tall dude, kind of a belly, basketball shorts and a red t-shirt.
I saw that shifty guy.
Yeah, yeah, that's him. I'm like, yeah, that's just me. I'm just walking around. I'm cool. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It's just me.
And
oh, go ahead.
yeah, and if it's hard to get out and do the things that on your own, if you live alone and you're empty nesting, how with something like you bring up Neighbors made me think of it. I don't do a whole lot of social media, but I do Nextdoor, which is neighborhood-based social. Maybe finding neighbors and having somebody else who's relying on you to go on that walk. So you may bail for yourself, but are you less likely to bail on somebody else?
So I think a lot of these depends on your personality. Okay. Because it's the whole one thing works for one. So the goals thing. The goals thing works for a lot of people. Okay. And when I am able and in the correct mindset to do it, it works correctly for me. When I am not, it works against me. Okay. It makes me feel like shit because I didn't do it. And So, as far as the Nextdoor thing, so I hit a place literally Wednesday last week, and I was like, okay, you have permitted up enough, you've done your healing, you've done some of your shit, and now you're getting in this weird fucking funky place, you're getting way too comfy in your home. You need to start fucking reaching out, okay? Because I reach out to people, but nobody who actually lives here. I reach out to friends, and they all live all over the fucking place. So I have been on the
I
next
feel
door
left
meet.
out if you're reaching out to people all over the place.
I reach out to you too, you son of a bitch.
I know.
Anyway, so I feel that you have to find the right platform that works for you when it comes to things like Nextdoor or Meetup and stuff like that. And what has happened for me last week, blessedly and thankfully, I'm so grateful for it, is I found the correct platform for me. And what I mean by that is on Nextdoor and Meetup and this and that and the other, you actually still have to grow the balls in you to fucking like be the one that's gonna go out and do this shit.
Put yourself out
Okay.
there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to grow that nutsack. Motherfucker, I don't have that nutsack right now. I used to.
You don't have the
But right
chesticles
now,
anymore.
yeah, with the way I feel, I just don't have it in me. So last week I actually found this platform on Facebook and it's called, I think it's the Boise Ladies Meetup Group. And it was very nice because I just introduced myself on there and I had about 5 different women my age, single, kids out of the fucking house because I laid my whole story out there, reach out to me and be like, bitch, I'm lonely as hell. Let's go do something. And so that is the platform that I have found has worked for me. Like I had a plan to go walking with this lady this weekend, but our weather, speaking of weather, ours supposed to go to shit and we have a possibility of snow on Sunday and Monday. Thank you very much.
Wow.
So excited. But yeah, but so I really tried in my heart on other platforms, but I just didn't have it in me to be like, I'm going to show up at this place by myself because I'm socially awkward now.
Which that is so unusual for you.
I know. I'm comfortable in a grocery store, but like fucking like put me out there in this thing where I'm supposed to be like showing up somewhere and meeting a bunch of people I don't know. Fuck. Mm-mm. No, I'll stay home. I'm good on that. But when I have somebody else who, after I've reached out, has been like, yes, let's do this, it makes it a lot easier for me.
Yeah, that's true. That's why, like, I will try, like, when I have like that little burst of energy that sometimes comes, I'll reach out to people and say, I need to make plans for something like right now. I don't mean that. I don't mean that we. It's like I don't mean we need to do it now. We just need to make the plans now.
We need to make the plans now because I'm in the mood to make the plans now, and I'm gonna want to flake on it then. But I made the plans now, and I have to do it then.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Sarah and I had a conversation that's on that subject where she's anti-confrontational. She doesn't want to talk about things that are bothering her when it comes to us a lot of the time, but sometimes she'll know she's not ready for it in that moment to talk about it. She'll come to me and say, hey, we need to talk about X, Y, and Z later, specifically later, because she's holding herself accountable to be able to have that conversation. But in that moment of strength, she'll make the plans to talk about it, later. And then I can come to her and she's like, okay, I made these plans to talk about it.
She's committed.
I have to.
Yeah.
She's committed to it. It's the same thing with what you guys are talking about. Like I did the same thing with my buddy Ryan. I'm fat, lazy, sometimes depressed, and because I know he was counting on me to train, we were training to hike the Pacific Coast Trail. I could not bail on him.
Okay, so you need to watch the Mr. Ballin episode about the feral people.
Do not. Leave him alone.
No.
Leave him alone.
It's specifically about the Pacific Crest Trail and our hometown area.
You leave him alone.
As he calls it, Shasta. No!
Oh my god! And the Mount Shasta Forest.
No.
Smack me.
It's the Shasta Trinity National
Forest. Thank you. It's like whole fucking title with a dash.
Yeah, it's not Shasta. It's Shasta.
Oh, for the love!
Like asshole.
It made me want to just cry. I can't listen anymore.
When I was working at Apple and Yosemite came out, and everybody who called said, "Yeah, I'm on Apple Yosemite."
Oh my God, I remember that. Man. Oh. I wanted to reach through the phone and slap them for that.
So, my dad has had this joke. My dad likes to mispronunciate things and fuck with them a little bit, okay? So he's actually had this joke about Boise. All right? And he likes to call it Boise. Because if you... Okay, all right. You just saw it in your head and you went, well, spelled out, it's Boise, right? Okay, so he likes to call it Boise. And I was on some stupid ass call for some customer service freaking thing, and this lady legit, and I'm not trying to be an asshole, everyone forgive me, but it's in my soul, it's who I am. Like, this person did not have an accent of any sort, so I'm assuming they're from somewhere around in our country, okay, making an assumption, being an asshole, but she straight called it Boise. And I was like, oh, uh, okay, yes, that's where I live. I'm just not even, I'm just gonna go with it, sister.
Yeah,
Go for it.
that's how I got eventually taking those calls for Yosemite.
Oh,
And
yes,
eventually,
right.
eventually you're just like, you know what? I can't care about it anymore. I can't. I
It's
can't.
not worth it. Not worth it.
Another,
Not even a little
so my smack in the middle child,
bit.
her favorite word to thrash, Parmesan. It's not Parmesan, it's Parmesan.
Dad comes up with some good ones occasionally. Like, we're on a road trip one day, and he's like, "Anybody need to stop at the Resteria?"
And
I
Oz just dropped in the chat. It's perfect. Yosemite. It's like Yosemite maybe laughed the first 100 times I heard it, but then I was like, wow. Then you say it right. You say it right to them in a sentence, but not corrected them, and they still don't pick it up.
That used to drive me crazy. Like, they'd be like, yeah, Yosemite this, Yosemite that. I'd be like, yeah, I can definitely help you out with Yosemite.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm glad to see you're updated to Yosemite.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this thing with Yosemite, like, dude, stop it.
Oh, for the love, stop. Stop.
This isn't a tomato thing.
No.
And it's a national park, for the love of all that's good, people.
If I'm not mistaken, it is literally the first national park ever.
Is it really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. I used to mess up. So I'm severely dyslexic. And so I both read and spell phonetically. I went through hardcore tutoring when I was a kid to help get past it, and I did for the most part. I still can't spell with a damn. Just take a look at our chat, you'll see what I mean. But
you actually do
like
quite well. I never would have thought that you were dyslexic reading your chat. Just so you know.
Really?
Really?
Wow. I'm so bad I can't tell when most people, when they get something spelled wrong, they can tell, like, oh, that doesn't look right. I'm like, if it sounds right, like if you sound it out, like, no, that's right. It's phonetics. Hooked on phonics work for me. Like, no. Yeah.
It did well enough.
I would say like Kniff. Yeah, like Kniff. Anything with silent letters, I'm like, that shit is just cruel. Like, why? That's no.
And
Well,
even Kat said that your chats are great, Oz. So.
Y'all are too kind. And you know what? I can't spell, so I can't tell if you're just being nice or if I actually got it right.
But I'm gonna go with it, man. I'm gonna go with it because it makes me feel good.
All right, so we're on such a tangent here. I'll just throw another quick one out there right now. Are you familiar with this? It's spelled Ghoti, but it's pronounced fish.
Wait, what?
Yeah, GH.
Oh, no. Just stop. Okay.
Yeah, GHOTI. It is GH as in tough or enough for the F sound.
Oh, for the love.
O as in women. And then the TI as in nation. So phonetically it is fish, but it's spelled GHOTI.
Yeah, when I said getfo, it sounds like getfo, but what I actually mean is get the fuck out. Like, what? Yeah. It's not okay.
That's just, yeah.
Yeah, first time I saw that.
It's kind of like, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say, first time I ever saw that, I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
What is this absolute rejection of the English language?
It's just fuckery, and that's not nice.
Speaking of fuckery, I used to look up acronyms because I didn't know what the beginning of the first letter of some words was, so I'd fuck up the acronym for it. Winning, yeah, fun stuff. So, but we are way off topic.
Way off topic.
Way off topic.
So I wanted to throw this out there really fast. It was from our previous episode, but it's the differences between winter seasonal affective disorder and summer seasonal affective disorder. Just 4 things that you can tell the difference.
I didn't know there was one.
Yeah, and with winter seasonal affective disorder, there's a trend of overeating, unexplained weight gain, sleeping more than usual, and, of course, depression. With summer seasonal affective disorder, it's loss of appetite, unexplained weight loss, insomnia, and irritability. Apparently, I have both.
Oh, awesome. Fucking yay, you. discovering things. Maybe sometimes we should just stop reading things.
Well, here's a question about the
knowledge. You know what? The more intelligent you are, the more likely you are to be depressed and an asshole. Look at the octopus.
Yeah.
Octopus is probably the smartest creature in the ocean. They die at a very young age, and they literally punch fish because they can. No other reason.
Okay, new goals. New fucking reincarnation goals.
punching fish.
Oh, I wouldn't sock a fish in the face.
It is estimated that 10 million Americans suffer from seasonal affective disorder.
Yeah, so that's
and women more than men.
So here's a question. So they have it for winter and they have it for summer. When it starts to impact you, how long does it last? Is it just the peak turning of the season? Like, is it the longest day, the shortest day? And does it?
You would think the shortest day would be the worst. It's not. Not for me.
But I do get excited on December 21st.
So do I, because every day is going to get longer.
I do get excited.
But my worst days, like I said, are in February for me. Again, it's that whole thing of like there's a reserve tank that is just depleted by that point. And I'm just not seeing the sun enough. And it's not intense enough either. Like, I could have a really nice sunny day in January or February and go sit outside, and it could be like 55, 60 degrees, so it's not like uncomfortably cold. And I can sit out in the sun the entire time from the moment the sun rises to the moment the sun sets. It's just so... There's not enough intensity.
Okay.
It helps, but it's not going to fix it.
If you know me, I'm a happy little hippie. Which means when the sun comes out here, I have a beautifully fenced backyard. My ass will go out there. I don't care how cold it is. I will be butt fucking naked in my backyard trying to get as much sunshine on my skin as I fucking can. Because let me tell you what, if it's out there, I'm like, oh yes, come on, dude.
Oh,
please give it to me.
When I was working at the solar company I worked for, I was working from home. Every call that I could go outside, and because like I memorized as much as I could, so that way I could go stand outside on the phone call because I had a wireless headset. So I was outside on 90% of my calls, walking around my property, enjoying the sun. And I worked from December until April with them. Then they wanted to bring everyone back in the office, and that was a no-go for me.
It's like, no, that's not going to happen.
You're going to lock me in an office instead of letting me go out and enjoy the sun and nature and play fetch with my dog? I don't fucking think so.
So I actually, I hate to say it, but that's where COVID saved me. Is I got out of being in the office, of walking into the office when it was dark and being in an office with no windows. And then walking out when it was dark again and literally not seeing the light of day to at least being able to sit at home.
Hey, Oz. How was building D like?
Delta. Yeah,
not a fucking window on the second floor. That's where we were.
There's literally no windows in the building.
None.
The cafe was pretty awesome.
The cafe was amazing.
One by one windows. Before they extended it, they had one by one windows and like a fairly sized shop window in it. And then they had this one assembly, like I say it like in school, but they had this like one assembly type thing. And then when we came back from the assembly, they had covered all the windows, and then they never uncovered them. So it's like we're just keeping with the cave theme.
Okay.
The only thing that was close to natural light was the skylight,
the atrium,
in the atrium, but even that was frosted.
Okay, that sucks because our entire like main floor was an atrium. So at least you gotta like walk in there. Like literally, it was an entire like many trees, many plants, all glass. At least I had that because that literally sounds like hell on earth.
Yeah, no, it was. At least there were good people to work with. That helped. But it's like if Bo's still listening, he knows exactly what we did where we worked. I was living in San Diego. We were working for a medical. It was a hospital automation company. And we had these huge windows that we sat next to. Like, we got lucky. I got lucky to get to sit next to it. And I got to sit next to two people that became like my best friends. And one of them was a cube mate. We actually had shared cubicles. We had a chessboard between us, and we used a penny as a token for whose turn it was. And we played chess all day long. And then we played Yu-Gi-Oh! The card game all day long. While we were taking calls. Like, we would take calls, turn, do our turn, get back to the call.
Oh, man.
And the company also, their policy on video games was, we don't like them, but we don't disallow them. Oh, you better believe I fucking played video games all the time.
Well, yeah.
I had to keep my mind on something. So when it was slow, like a Sunday morning, oh, God. Go in at like 4 in the morning and have to work a full 8 hours and only get maybe 12 calls. Each call is about 5 minutes.
My fucking life right now.
Yeah, I needed something more to do. And yeah, we made it happen. And it was cool that I got to do that. I miss being able to play chess with someone while working.
Right?
Yeah,
well, that's the other.
Yeah, at Apple, I don't know that would have flown. Some of those area managers were pretty, they were anal retentive. We'll put it that way.
Power, like, just power hungry, super power tripping all the time.
Yeah. If you're not working 100% of the time, you're wasting time. Yet when I first got trained, it was the attitude of, I want you giving 80%, because when you're giving 80%, you don't get demoralized, and when shit hits the fan, you have 20% more to give for that short span. Then it became, how do we utilize people 100% of the time? And then, spike in calls. Okay, everybody's fucked.
Yeah, screw this.
Yeah, I just got a new employee, and I was telling them that I was like, I'm not like any other manager you've had. Like, I know we're slow on our shift, so there's gonna be times where you're doing your best to find the end of the internet, and you're gonna miss calls because you forgot that you weren't unavailable. Don't get mad when your peers remind you, and if you catch your peers, not available and in the queue, it's probably because they're on their own mission trying to find the end of the internet. We just ask that you be understanding.
Right.
In a few words, don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not at work. I mean, I'm a dick everywhere else, but at work I try to be nice.
Well, you can't be a dick at work because they don't get anything done when you're a dick at work.
Yeah.
If you treat people like children at work, they're going to act like children at work.
Yeah, I told this new guy, I was like, hey, you don't got to ever worry about me micromanaging you, because if I have to micromanage you, I will micromanage you right on out of the company.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
You're going to be promoted to customer.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I like when there's like really bad events that happen. Like if someone makes a mistake, like, oh no, all of the the entire call center in Elk Grove now no longer has access to the internet. Yeah, the term that I love is like, that's a resume generating event.
Yeah. Career
resume generating.
To kind of swing back around to get back on topic a little bit, for SAD, are there any resources that y'all can think of that people might be able to look into that have helped you out in the past and you've seen that has helped others?
Really, for me, just knowing more about what SAD is and how to combat it is probably like the greatest thing that that helped me. It makes a huge difference. Like, again, there's a meme inside that channel that we made last year. Mm-hmm. Symptoms of SAD and treatments of SAD. Symptoms are like negative thoughts and feelings of guilt, lethargy, disturbed sleep, or narcoleptic symptoms. Fatigue that is often incapacitating. Yeah, I will be in a discussion with someone, and if it's not going a good way, and it's in the wintertime, I start falling asleep on my feet. I just start shutting down. Overeating.
I'm not trying to laugh. That just sucks. I'm visualizing, and I'm like, that blows.
Yeah. overeating and developing a craving for carbohydrates and sweet foods, difficulty with concentration and memory, social problems such as finding it difficult to be around others. Yeah, isolation. So the treatments are, quite literally, get yourself an SAD lamp therapy, sunbox, happy lamp, happy light. Try to get time each day to go outside. Seriously, that's a godsend. Even if you only go outside for 5 minutes, it can make a huge difference. 5 minutes outside can give you like a couple of hours of energy. Take regular, moderate...
Suggestion on that?
Oh, go for it.
Change your view outside. Don't spend your 5 minutes in the same damn place every day.
Yeah. Do a little bit of mindfulness. That helps a ton.
Mm-hmm.
Take regular, moderate exercise or physical activity, like my nightly walks. Okay, yeah, it's at night, but you know what? It works for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recommend it for everybody because there's no sunlight, but it's the exercise, it's the endorphins. Eat a well-balanced diet. Really focus on fruits and vegetables and lean proteins. Learn relaxation techniques. Sit near windows when you are inside. They're little things, but they add up. That helps me a lot, and that helps me get through every year.
And take it from me and E, if you really, really need to, and it's a really bad day, it's impossible to be super sad if you skip.
Hey, Bo.
Like,
Hey, Bo, I know you're still listening. How often did I used to skip inside of Pixis? If Dave was on here, he'd be like, that motherfucker skipped everywhere.
It's so hard to be sad when you're skipping, especially if you turn on a song. It's so hard to be sad when you're skipping, even if it's just like a few moments to pull you out of that shithole place that you're in. It's really, really, really hard to be sad when you're skipping.
Yep, and Brandy was talking about when I worked at Quest with her. Oh my God, that was miserable. It started out as one of the best jobs I ever had, and in the end, I was dry heaving in the parking lot every morning when I got to work.
Oh, stress cube.
Just from
Great.
stress. Yep, Bo just called me a nut job. I skipped everywhere. I would just blurt out in the middle of the call center little jingles from like kids shows because my middle child was really young at the time, like Sesame Street age. There was a show called Between the Lions. Yes, you remember it. And they had
we had the little book.
Yeah, and they had a show every week called Cliffhanger. And I would blurt out, "He's Cliffhanger, hanging from a cliff," and someone inevitably would shout out, "That's why he's called Cliffhanger." And then you go and find out who sang it, and now you know you have a friend that has the same age kids as you.
Right.
I would do simple, stupid shit like that.
Connections, but yeah, skipping.
It helps.
Skipping is the thing.
For me, also, I love karaoke. But if I plan on going out to karaoke in the morning, I guarantee you I will talk myself out of it by night. Unless someone is, hey, I'm going to be there. And then I have that commitment.
So I stepped out of my sad box and I posted in this little group I found. I'm trying to gather enough people together to go Christmas caroling.
I hate Christmas. I hate Christmas caroling, but I would go.
It just sounds like fun. I'm like, let's load up some freaking thermoses with some snugglers and go fucking Christmas caroling. It sounds like stupid fun.
I've had too many people die around Christmas time for me to truly enjoy it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But I do try to make the best of it for my kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
So having bad memories attached to Christmas like that, might be the perfect reason as to why to attach some positive ones. I
do that. That's actually something that my wife is very big on, is creating new memories.
Yeah. I like that.
No, and Bo said that his wife and daughter would go with you. Wait a minute. You know what? You guys don't live too far apart from each other.
Oh, shut up. Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Here. Because I really want to plan this.
I don't know, you guys are in the same state. I think you're in the same general region of the state as well.
Gotcha. It just sounds like fun.
Yeah, I was just like, holy shit. Yeah.
I think it's because one of my favorite memories growing up was Christmas caroling around our block.
when it came to Christmas caroling, I did actually kind of enjoy going to like the retirement homes as a kid and Christmas caroling.
That was always awesome.
Wasn't it?
I used to love volunteering at them.
Yep.
And after my mom passed, I wanted to do it because they took such good care of her, and I don't know why I didn't. But just the whole thing about bringing happiness and joy to people, especially randomly and strangers, like that's awesome. Like one of my things that I used to do, and I still do it on a rare occasion, is random acts of kindness in air quotes.
Mm-hmm.
It's I remember one year on Valentine's Day, I was single. My ex had broke up with me so she can go fuck somebody. She was a peach and got back with me on the day after. But exes are exes for a reason. But anyway, I was sad on Valentine's Day, and I went and got a dozen roses, and I walked around, and I was walking around downtown Sac, and the first 12 people that I saw, it was like 95% guys, women, but I was just randomly handing out roses to people who looked sad. And seeing them light up was awesome, you know. And I just smiled and keep walking, didn't say anything, you know, because that's not the purpose of it.
No.
But you know, random acts of kindness, like bringing joy to people, like it's uplifting for them, you know, and it's rewarding for yourself.
It is. And by the way, Sarah, Bo says that he thinks that he's within 20 minutes of you. Since you dropped your city.
Okay. Awesome. Wonderful. This sounds fabulous.
I can get you guys I can share your guys' contact info if you both are interested.
I'm in 100.
I am totally down with facilitating somebody else from having their happiness.
Right.
It brings a little happiness to me too. Like Oz was just saying.
I'm telling you.
I may not be able to go caroling with you, but if I can help you go caroling with some other people that I know and love as well, hell yeah.
And then you're totally participating in spirit.
Exactly. But no, going back to that random acts of kindness, like seriously, the little boost that it could give you, even like when you have SAD, which makes you really not want to do anything, it helps. It really, really does.
You know, that is one thing I'm grateful for, is even in the midst of like SAD and depression and bullshit and this and that and the other, I might not necessarily trust people, but I still love them. And I will still go out of my way to be kind. That's also selfish because I like how it makes me feel.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit selfish, but you know what?
Like
it's helping you. It's helping you get through a period. That's fine.
Yeah, it's beneficially selfish. It benefits everyone.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, but I think it's the why you're doing it, right? You're not going out and doing nice things for people because it makes you feel good. The it feeling good is like a positive side effect, right? Benefit of it, you know. So it's different. If you're going out to help people, just be like, hey, look, I just gave this homeless person $20. Let's put this on Instagram.
Filmed it. Yeah.
No, exactly. No. That's different. That's different.
Yeah, because then you're doing it for the extra look at me reward.
Yeah,
exactly. But if you're doing it to share joy in the moment with somebody, like that's like, pretty rare too.
I'm
the
guy.
The feel good is part of the collateral beauty. It's just the explosion of good that comes from it.
I like that. I'm gonna have to remember that collateral beauty.
Have you ever seen that movie?
No.
Gonna have to now.
Fabulous movie. You need to watch it. You need to watch it. It's a very good movie.
So one thing that you can do as well, it's stupid. But damn it, you know you've touched somebody's life if you do it. When you're at a red light and you're waiting for the crosswalk, hand signal to switch to the person so you can cross, get down in the 3-point runner stance, and as soon as it switches over, bunny hop across the street. You'll get everybody cracking up.
Yeah.
Because they have to wait for you anyway, so you might as well make it entertaining.
I'm a fan of sitting in my car and trying to get an air band going at a stoplight. Like, I'll be drums, and I'll see if somebody will start joining me on guitar or something. It has happened occasionally, not often.
One time, pulled up next to this person. It was two people in the car. They were blasting "Don't Stop Believin'." So I started lip syncing to it very dramatically next to them.
Oh, I love it.
That
makes you
is
happy.
awesome. I'm a huge
Spreading
fan of that
happiness
song
makes
as a
you happy.
Giants fan.
Okay, this is awesome. Bo just said, I used to keep a Batman mask in my car. I would put it on at stoplights.
There you go.
So there's one time Bo and I remember this, we went to Taco Bell to go get lunch during our lunch break. And on our way back, we saw someone that had on their car a sign that says, honk if you like blow pops. So he honked the horn. They jumped, got pissed at us. And then he's like, blow pops. And they went, oh yeah. And they threw a couple of blow pops at us laughing. And yeah, it was awesome.
Oh my word.
Bo's like, oh shit, he remembers it.
You see that? Let's see if it'll play.
I saw it. It said blow me.
Oh, got it.
There we go, yeah.
Hold on. I gotta find mine now. Hold on 1 second. Oh, screw it. I can't find... Okay, so here's the deal. It has nothing to do with blow pop, but while we're talking about cute and funny shirts like the blow me shirt, I have this wonderful sweatshirt. It has a little sailor on it, and next to it says, I have a little semen on my shirt.
Nice.
I had one that I got. I got it from frickin' Walmart of all places. It showed a whale tail sticking out of water and a little whale spout shooting up, and it says, "This blows."
Nice.
Now, this shirt that I'm wearing right now, I received today from Bexy. Random act. I had no idea that I was going to get it.
Oh, that's awesome.
And for the people who can't see, you want to describe your shirt?
It's Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat. I've always been a fan of Sub-Zero. It's, Lin Kuei is the way. So, and then people keep trying to say that Sub-Zero's the bad guy and Scorpion's the good guy. I say, then why did Scorpion get sent to hell?
There's my little semen.
That is so
awesome.
Fucking funny. And it's like the Chips Ahoy sailor.
It totally is.
Yeah.
Isn't him cute?
Okay, so you remember our friend, God, how can I describe her? Very artistic. She played saxophone. I think she was also a choir.
Is her last name a color?
It is now.
Okay, yep.
Yes. One time she asked...
Wait, hold on. And before it was a 4-syllable name?
Yep. That started with the same started with the same initial as mine.
Gotcha, go for it.
Yep. She asked me one time if I wanted a little sex. And I was like, wait, what? Because, I had a huge crush on her. And then she handed me a piece of paper that had sex written on it really, really tiny.
Oh, my God.
Right up her alley.
That's awesome and cool.
Well, I don't know that she knew I had a crush on her at the time. But we'd always been really good friends.
I commissioned her to, I'm going to say, make me a dream. You'll understand.
Oh, nice. Oh, God, her artwork is so amazing. I want her on the show, and she doesn't want to come on.
Well?
She's been through some shit, and she doesn't want to come on. And that's okay. She doesn't have to. I would love to get her on just so that would help promote her art, because holy shit. I have a hat of our hometown's, the mountain.
I want one of the hats.
So, Os, what'd you think of that art? You're muted.
It's absolutely gorgeous. That's great.
Her artwork is... It's completely uniquely hers. I've never seen anything like it before. Her style is amazing.
Yeah. But... So I gotta find a place to hang that one up. That's the other thing I'm trying to do to combat all this. So I've had this long discussion with my therapist about, like you always do, about why you do some of the shit you do. And so...
Because my brain is broken. My emotions are scrambled, and I have a lot of trauma.
Yes, fuck me, dude. Let me tell you what, actually, I'm pretty proud of myself right now. We'll get into that in a moment. But, like I noticed that this time of year I make a lot of changes. I change things around the house, change things about myself, change things. And he's
Wait,
like, yeah, because
are you going to change your haircut again? Because I like what you
fuck
have.
no, there's not much. Actually, I was thinking about shaving it all off, believe it or not.
See?
Like straight up legit. No shit. I was like, maybe I should just buzz it and be G.I. Jane for fucking Halloween.
I'm strongly considering going back to my old hairstyle of the ponytail with the shaved sides.
Right?
I fucking love that air hitting the side of your head.
Oh my god. I never knew how amazing that. I was like, wait a minute. Because when you put your hair up in a ponytail, trust me, you don't feel wind.
You don't.
Okay? Like, you don't feel wind.
If you remember,
I was like,
you didn't see me when my hair was long.
Best shit ever.
My hair used to go down to my waist.
Oh, holy hell.
Yeah, so the shaved sides were amazing.
Yeah, no. But so I was talking to my therapist, and he's like, well, yeah, because you're trying to, you're going out of control, so you're trying to find control, and the only thing that you have that you can control is your surroundings.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, okay. And for some reason, like, understanding the why behind some of the shit I do, I'm like, okay, it makes it kind of easier to just flow with it instead of fucking kick and scream and fight against it. Because, man, that fight is not necessarily always worth it.
No. You got to be able to pick and choose your battles.
Yeah.
And that's still a lesson I struggle with.
Well, and I kind of discovered, like we keep saying, like, you know, February is the hardest time. All right. And I think that's just because, like, you just really... you run out of the energy, but not like you run out of the energy for all of it. You don't even have the energy to pick and fight your battles anymore, and even like think them through and figure out which ones you should pick and choose.
They just all beat you down.
Everything becomes a battle.
Yeah, they all just beat you down.
And it gets really fucking hard. And then like it kind of sucks because come like March, you get these glimpses, like these cute little glimpses of sunshine, especially here, and then it's like, haha, fuck you, 2 weeks of clouds.
Yeah, now here, for me, what happens is that I become a barometer.
Oh, you can feel it. You go
God, I feel it. Like, I start getting this, like, I feel like a caged animal. The bigger the storm, the earlier on I start feeling it, and the worse it gets. Like, if it's just going to be a bit of a drizzle, I'll feel it about an hour before the storm breaks. And, yeah. But if it's a major storm system that's coming through, I'll feel it 2 to 3 days in advance.
Let's see. And this, like, right now, I'm having a hard time because my body is in pain. I have fucked up so many things on my goddamn body in the last week and a half that I'm just like, you know what? I give up. I can't lift. I can't walk. I can't please. I literally had a breakdown in my backyard Tuesday night so I tore my rotator cuff like three weeks ago, and I'm pissed because I was on this really good roll of hitting my goals and working out 3 days a week and walking every day of the week. I was on this fucking gig and I was like doing really good. And I fucked my shoulder up, and then so I started doing nothing but lower body workouts, and I was doing high knees in my damn living room, and my 120-pound fucking flying flea bag of a dog fucked my knee up. So I'm like, this is sweet. This is so cool, dude. My left shoulder's fucked up, my right knee's fucked up, and then I'm back in the compost thing out of the backyard yesterday, and I flip-flops on, and I cut into my Achilles tendon with the damn metal guard that's on the wheelbarrow. And I'm like, I'm like, you know what? I gave up. I was like, okay, I hear you. I'm not supposed to go outside and do shit. I'm supposed to take it easy. This is what I'm going to listen to. You're telling me something out there is telling me, dude, sit down, chill out. Now's your time. Like, and that's the other thing that I try to take in consideration this time of year is I try to learn a lesson from nature. And I'm trying to learn a lesson from the trees. And I got there today because I was listening to the trees. And I know it sounds stupid, but if you watch them, they dance and they have a lot of things to say. And the earth tells you that it's time to fucking stop and calm down right now. The world tells you that. We're the only animals that fight through it.
Yeah.
Just like we're the only animals that fight through sleep and fight through a lot of fucking things and ignore our fucking instincts because we're smart enough to. But if you just stop and you fucking actually watch the world, it tells you right now is the time that you're actually supposed to stop. You're supposed to slow down. You're supposed to use the time for yourself, and you're supposed to absorb into you and recharge so that you can come back better with what you have to grow with when the sun comes out.
Yeah.
You know, I do. I try to really take that to heart. Like, okay, the world is slowing down. I need to too.
And Bo was saying that where you guys live, you get 1st through 12th spring.
Oh my god, it's such a fucking tease. It's so mean.
That, I think, would be the thing that would end me. Honestly, I can deal with
it.
Like here,
it's rough.
like here in Sacramento, we have summer, second summer, fire season, third summer, false fall, fire season redo, summer won't die, fall winter, fucking rain, tornado warnings, fall spring, winter 2.0, sprummer.
Winter 2.0. No, yeah, legit, we do. And it's like a running joke here. Like, it'll be like people start just joking about how, oh yeah, it's just spring number 5. And it sucks because like flowers and shit will start to bloom and then it'll fucking snow. And I'm like, choose. Just stop.
And then Brandy was just saying that I wasn't even exaggerating about the seasons here. Yeah, meanwhile, San Diego, you have about 3 weeks of spring, which the hills turn purple with wildflowers, and all you smell is jasmine.
Right.
Then it's summer, and it's brown. And then you don't even have fall, it's just summer, and then suddenly it's winter, and it pours like you wouldn't believe. I have never seen it rain so hard in my life as I have in San Diego. It is unbelievable how hard it rains.
Really?
I've literally had to pull over because I couldn't drive because it was raining so hard. Windshield wipers on high, I still couldn't even see the hood of my own car.
Arizona rain.
And then it's spring again for a couple of weeks, and then summer.
See, that is one thing I can't say. Like, it's worth it here. It doesn't snow too much, okay? And when you get to spring, we have a very beautiful spring. Like, if you're a person who goes hiking, we have a really pretty spring.
Just make sure to go on the 12th spring.
Yeah. And not in the middle. And then you can't use the hiking trails on the, like, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, continuing on spring because you fuck up the trails and then they end up all screwed up and it's just a shit show.
Damn.
But it's pretty. I have a tendency to be able to find the good and the pretty everywhere I'm at, though. Like, I did it with Arizona a lot. Like, I could seriously convince you that Arizona is the most beautiful place on earth to live.
And Bo also pointed out something, too, about San Diego. If you're within 5 miles of the coast, it's sunny and 70. Like, literally, San Diego is the one city in the nation that is exempt from weather reports on the radio. Because it's
Are they really?
Yeah, they're sunny and 70. However, you get the fucking June gloom, no sky July, because of the fucking marine layer that will come in and won't burn away. Yet,
Yeah,
I live 15 miles inland, and I would see 110 plus temperatures in the summertime. Yet I go to the coast, it's 70.
Okay, but you have that escape 15 minutes away.
Yeah, but you know how fucking packed it is?
Okay, but I'm gonna throw another but your way on it, because like my cousins and shit would bitch about living in a small town, and I'm like, yeah, but you have a city 20 minutes from you. Like, you can buy underwear. Like, so you have the ocean and nice weather 15 minutes away. It's car drive away. It's a doable thing.
I love Grass Valley because this is the first place I've seen in California that actually has seasons. Sarah and I are coming up on our first year here. And we've seen it all, like that we fall and winter and spring. Like we saw when we first moved here, we had snow on the ground. It was it's pretty amazing up here. But just going down to Sac, which is like an hour away, everything you said is valid. It's like it's hot as hell, or you have hot or miserable. Like hot and miserable, or just miserable.
Just miserable and miserable.
Yeah, I can't imagine living in a big city.
Well, honestly, the range of seasons and being able to have seasons makes it kind of worth it. Makes the whole SAD thing kind of worth it in some ways.
It was like when we lived in our hometown. We lived at the base of a 14,000-foot volcano in the middle of the woods. We had all 4 seasons. Nothing would cause panic to settle in me nearly as much as seeing the leaves change color. Because I knew what was coming. And then, of course, we had snow. We had snow that you would measure in feet, not inches.
Yeah,
that was
kind of snow.
It would
when I lived in Kansas City and it snowed. I lived on like one of the few hills out there, and I remember I stepped out of I lived in a condo and I stepped out of the garage and slipped on the sidewalk because it had iced over, and I slid down the hill like 2.5 house lengths. And only stopped myself from sliding down the hill by taking off a telephone pole into like a big pile of snow in someone's yard. Like it was nuts. People would try to race their four-wheel drive trucks up the hill and get almost to the top. Me and my buddy, when I smoked back then, would sit in my covered garage and be like, "You think you'll make it?" "I don't think so." Get to where their front tires just touch the crosswalk line, and then watch them slow motion slide back down the hill in reverse, like backwards. Yeah, pretty terrifying, but I thought it was funny at the time.
Pretty terrifying.
So, Sarah, Bo was asking, were you around for Snowmageddon?
Okay, so Snowmageddon, quote unquote, makes me chuckle my ass off because I hear about it. I wasn't here for it.
Yeah, he said that it was less snow than you would think.
I hear about it, and people have been really honest about it because they really think it's a lot of snow. But the problem is the lack of snowplows. So,
that's a problem.
A little snow piled on top of a little more snow when the first little snow didn't melt, and then a lot of snow can really screw some things up. So I wasn't here for it, but I heard about it. Okay, and the first time I heard Snowmageddon, my brain goes back to home.
Bo was saying
shoveling off rooftops.
Yeah, like Bo was saying, it shut down the valley for almost a month.
Yeah, literally.
So yeah.
They're
meanwhile, we had our snowpocalypse, and we still had to go to school.
Yeah.
It was like literally New Year's Eve. We go to sleep. It's ankle deep and snowing. Like it was snowing so hard. My sister and I were able to play hide and seek in the snow. Our tracks were gone in 30 seconds. It was snowing so hard.
We were throwing each other off the roof.
Yeah. Woke up the next morning. It was shoulder deep at my house, and I was 5'10" at the time.
It was ridiculous. Yeah, it was the first time I ever opened the door and had to dig out.
Yeah, same. And, of course, we had to be at school as soon as schools were opened again, which was just a couple days later. Even though I had a snowbank. I lived on a dead end. My snowbank was 12 feet tall. It buried my entire basketball hoop, backboard and all.
Hi.
But I had a 12-foot snow.
The top of
you lived
Million Mile Hill.
Yeah, you had it way worse. Except, like I said, like it's crazy just how a couple of feet in elevation could make the difference on how much snow you get.
It was
gnarly. Oh, we not heard. I had to walk barefoot uphill and barefoot up home when I was a kid. Story yet? The snow.
I used to know. Hold up. I used to, and you know how far out of town I actually live.
Yeah.
Okay, I used to actually walk to and from school.
Holy shit!
I didn't want to ride the bus. Like, fuck no, I don't want to ride the bus. I used to
walk from basically by the post office. It's a walk, but it's not. It was all uphill to get to school.
See, it was all uphill to get home.
For you.
And let me tell you what, my parents had this curfew thing, all right? So it was, if you don't have a ride home and we need to come get you, your curfew is 10 o'clock. If you do, because they didn't want to stay up later than 10.
Right.
If you do have a ride home, your curfew is midnight. Motherfucker, let me tell you what, ride home or not, I always had a ride home. My ass would flip it up that hill in the middle of the night, braving all those wild animals. It was so stupid.
Yeah.
So dumb.
And yeah, I mean, when we're talking about wild animals, we're not bullshitting. I had a mountain lion hunt me in my own backyard, and I lived in the city proper area.
Dude, we had bear all over the place.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? My neighbors had an orchard. The black bear would go next door to eat and then come to our yard and shit.
Yeah. We had bear all over. We had to have the freaking garbage cans strapped down.
So Brandy was asking, did you
ride?
ride a sled down to home? No, we did this thing called hooky bobbing.
Oh, I was telling Mackenzie about. Oh my god!
So for you guys that don't know, when they do snow removal, there's always a little bit of snow left behind. They can't scrape the ground, otherwise they cause huge potholes. So you get this layer of ice, snow, and slush that you grab onto somebody's bumper of their car as they're driving, and you just surf basically while holding onto the car. That's hooky bobbing.
Or you tie sleds onto it and you ride the berms.
Yeah, of course. What was really fun is when you hit the dry patch of ground while hooky bobbing.
But I think that's
I
why
was
I didn't
stalked
get
by a
us.
mountain lion in East County when he was like 15. East County?
East County. Yeah, East County. When he's saying East County, he's talking about East San Diego County.
Okay.
That's like out beyond El Cajon, which is where I lived. And he lived. We're talking like, I don't think like Hamul. But yeah.
You can keep your giant kitty nopes.
I do not like mountain lions. You know that? Did you know that mountain lions have a 90% success rate when hunting prey? And I was hunted.
Because they follow him for days, dude.
Mine. Yeah, that's a different story. We'll pick that one up later.
Yeah, Sarah and I heard. My Sarah and I gotta keep saying that. Heard a mountain lion go after one of our neighbor's dogs not long after we moved here. And we were like, did we make a poor life decision by moving to the country? Yeah. So she's like, you got to take me to the range and get me familiar with your guns. I agree.
And Brandy was saying that they had bobcats and coyotes come onto their property to get their chickens, but it's the damn deer you had to watch out for. And seriously, deer are assholes.
They're total assholes.
So
they are absolute assholes.
What we had to deal with, I mean, we had red-tailed fox. Did you know that there used to be a fox farm at the bottom of Ream Avenue?
Heard about that?
That's where all the fox came from. So we had red-tailed fox, we had bobcats, mountain lions, porcupine, black bear, of course, deer. Skunks. God damn, so many skunks.
So many skunks.
Not nearly as many skunks as I've seen around here in Sacramento. We had a lot of crazy animals out there, and a lot of them they would kill you. But when I was living in El Cajon was the only time that I came face to face to a mountain lion trying to get into my house to kill and eat my cat. And my cat was dumb enough to stand at the cast iron like screen door and yowl and hiss at the mountain lion. I was like
it was going to do something.
Yeah, I was like, man, you're just going to get yourself killed.
Awesome.
And that scream of a mountain lion, there's nothing more terrifying that I've ever heard.
It's scary as hell. Big, scary animals.
Yeah. Yeah. This all sounds like South Park gone wrong. That must have been for the bear cow.
Yeah, Bo said I was hunted by a bear cow a few years back, but that's another story. Now, I don't know what a bear cow is, but I was like, that sounds like like South Park gone wrong. And then I thought,
bear pig.
Oh wait, yeah. I was like, oh wait, is that what you call like a mom? Like, because I grew up in the city. Like, is that a mama bear?
Like, female bear. Male bears are
are assholes. My buddy just sent me pictures. He had a brown bear come up in his yard and last night. and wreck his garbage cans. He went out there and like basically his drawers and flip flops and scared it away because he grew up in the country.
And I just looked it up. A female bear is officially a sow, and the male is officially a boar.
There we go.
Got it. And he went back out. He heard it again and went back out, and came out. This time he had his pistol, and it was staring him down with a bag of garbage in its mouth. Scared it off again. He's like, finally, I can get to sleep. And then and he has some acreage too. And he woke up to his ring cams all over his property. Went out there, and the light for his chicken coop came on. And this dude is more protective of his chickens than I am of my dog. And like all 20 of them. And he's like, nope. And grabbed a tool out of the safe, and you don't have to worry about that anymore. But it was, I'm like, in my thing, and he lives like 10 miles from me as a bird, as a crow flies. And I was, in my like response to all this is like, wait, we have bears up here? Like, bears are a thing?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
Bears are actually a thing in a lot of places, believe it or not. There was at one point in time, they had bear come down from like Flagstaff into Mesa, Arizona. Like the neighborhoods and shit. Like they live in a lot of places.
So
I don't know, like the idea of moving out to the country was awesome and like romantic and all that. Like, I can go have dinner with my girl under the starlights, and we can listen to the wildlife, and we see deer all the time.
Listen to the wildlife.
And then, like, the listening to our wildlife is like a mountain lion trying to eat the neighbor's dog. And now I'm hearing about bears and shit. And I was like, I thought I was a manly man. Like, I fix cars and I pick up heavy shit and I shoot guns. Man, I don't know about all this. Like, and Sarah's like, don't worry, I'll handle it. I'm like,
so like, be glad that we no longer.
I know how to use a gun now.
Be glad that California has no more grizzly bears. Just be glad.
Yeah, my Sarah is pretty fearless. She's like, I'll take care of you, my delicate little man.
Oh my. Yeah.
She's awesome, but I'll hold her to that.
So just so you know, the grizzly bear, its official scientific name is Ursus arctos horribilis.
Because it's fucking horrible.
Yeah, what we had in California was the California grizzly bear. It is now extinct. Ursus arctos californicus. There is enough flesh and blood that has been preserved of the California grizzly bear that today they could reintroduce it. There has been petitions to reintroduce the California grizzly bear, and the Department of Fish and Game keeps saying, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, full blown, unedited, explicitly, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, it's like, you know what, you brought wolves back, and the wolves back, that didn't really cause too many problems. I mean, there's been some issues, but we're talking about the fucking grizzly bear, and we're talking about the California grizzly bear.
Animals back.
Yeah, the California grizzly bear was famous for being the nastiest of all the grizzlies. Even the regular grizzly bear, with its scientific name of horribilis, wasn't nearly as mean and aggressive as the California grizzly bear, and they want to reintroduce it.
You want to look up something terrifying? Google shaved brown bear or shaved grizzly bear. Have you ever seen what one of those looks like?
Oh yeah, it's worse than a shaved cat.
Yeah, it's they're pretty terrifying.
Yeah, they look like something straight out of it looks like it should be from the Dark Crystal.
Yep. Yeah.
That's awesome. The Skeksis.
Oh, it's like the Skeksis on steroids. Actually, it's more like those like beetle walker things.
Oh my god, the weird little clickety clack.
Yeah.
Things, yeah.
Anyway, Sarah, thank you for coming on. I think now's a good time to kind of wrap this up.
Sounds fabulous.
90-minute wrap or rant.
But I mean,
it's been amazing having you, sir.
Always amazing, and thank you for all the help you do on our Facebook page. Yeah, so most of the memes that you've been seeing on our Facebook page, a buttload of them have been coming from Sarah. So because, like, you know, when I do,
Lord.
yeah, when I do it, you'll always get the little dash E at the end. When Bexy does it, she always says Bexy. Sarah just doesn't sign off. So if you see something that's not signed off on, it's probably her.
It's probably mine. Because I usually just copy it from my own page and then throw it up there after I'm done.
Well, that's why I decided to ask if you wanted to do this, because, like, I put like a half dozen memes up and realized all I do is copy Sarah's memes. Maybe I should have Sarah do this.
I do have to ask you something a little bit off the topic right now, because I don't know if you actually saw the post or not, but it's been curious. The fuck?
Wildlife.
Yeah, right, I'm telling you. No, but I've been curious. So I put a post up the other day asking about Mr. McDaniels. Did you see it?
Yes!
I just want to know what your song is.
That's just it. I don't really remember very many of the songs.
Okay.
I just remember him teaching me how to play trumpet.
Okay, gotcha. I was just curious.
But I remember Mr. McDaniels for people that don't know, he was the music teacher that not only did he do it at our middle school, but he would go to the elementary school and go class to class and do music for every single student. It was awesome. He was the reason I decided to try band.
I just learned how to play a recorder.
Yeah. Though I will say, as much as I love Mr. McDaniels, and I truly do, my favorite music teacher that I ever had was Mrs. Clausen. I hated her guts while I was her student, but it's because she would not put up with my. She did not put up with my shit. Would not let me get away with anything. Yeah, got the best out of us. When I went to high school and had a shit band instructor, I went back like within a month and gave her a hug and apologized for everything.
I'm an asshole. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, and that love of music's still with me today. As a matter of fact, all the music you hear in this podcast, the 5 minutes before we go live, the intro music, the outro music that you're about to hear, yeah, that's all because of my love of music that was instilled by Mr. McDaniels and Mrs. Clausen.
For sure.
So that said, next week, disassociation. I will be here for this. I hope. I can't promise, because last time I promised, really bad shit happened, so I'm not going to promise again. Yeah, that's what's coming up. And one more reminder, we are switching in December, we are switching to Saturdays, an hour earlier. The final episode of this season, as long as they don't cancel, is going to probably be one of the more fantastic episodes. I've been really dying to get this episode on. Single mother, 3 kids, one of them on the spectrum, entrepreneur, self-made person, dealing with a brain tumor. Yeah, and they are still just slaying it even through all that. Yeah, I'd love to know how they do that, because I would just want an ounce of that.
Yeah, I'm ready to get inspired.
Exactly, I'm ready to get inspired.
Absolutely.
I have a feeling that some of it is they are doing it because they don't have a choice, but they are still doing it. They're still slaying. Until then, we'll see you next week. I'm E.
I'm off.
Go ahead,
Been
sir.
fun.
And we'll catch you guys next week.